Imagine losing $700,000 of your house's value in just 1 year. Well, that is exactly what's happening to some people in Oakville, and I'm talking about only average prices for now. Average prices for a detached house have dropped almost $700,000 in just about 10 months. Okay, so let's see how the market's doing in terms of number of sales. The peak of the market, this is on the Toronto Real Estate Board only. At the peak of the market, there were 405 homes sold on the Toronto Real Estate Board in Oakville, and that has dropped to 155 only. That's a drop of 62% in market activity. So number of homes sold are down 62%. Now, let's do a 4 year comparison because I do realize like the last 2 years have been kind of like all over the place. It's been a bit of a circus. But let's see how they compare to the last 4 years altogether. So this is November of 2019, November 2020. If you watch my videos, you guys have seen this before. So this is November of each year, and this is the latest stats right here. For these are average prices. I will be getting into median prices later on. Okay, so on average, a detached house back in 2019 was, you could get one for $1.3 million in Oakville. That jumped like $300,000 in 1 year. Then it jumped, what is that, like almost like $400,000 or $500,000 in 1 year again. And now it has dropped to 1.8. They are still selling higher than what they were selling for 2020, before all this stuff happened, before it went really crazy. But they have dropped quite a bit compared to what they were selling for last year. So same thing for pretty much every single one. Semis, you could get a semi in Oakville for $770,000. Then it took a big jump, almost $200,000, and then you can see like it's almost like $300,000. It's like money's nothing. I don't know where people get the money from, but I'm just reporting the stats. Yeah, but it has dropped to 1.08, and that was at 1.27 only a few months ago. Well, this is last year, November. I'm going to show you how they compare to what was happening earlier in the year. So this is a 4 year comparison for average prices. Hopefully you find it useful. Like I said before, I always say it, and I'm sure you guys find it annoying. If you guys enjoy this kind of stuff, please subscribe because it helps the channel a lot, and I'm very appreciative. So thank you in advance. Now let's see how it's been going month by month for average prices. Like I said before, I will be covering median prices in a bit. But on average, a detached house was selling for $2.49 million in January, which was supposed to be like the slowest time of the year. But for prices, it was the busiest time of year. So 2.49 average price for a detached, and now it has dropped to 1.80, and that is a drop of almost $700,000, and the market drop of 28% in price. So you can see here, this is when the rate hikes kind of came in, and every single month they've been dropping pretty much consistently, and they went under $2 million back in September, and now they're down to 1.8. That is average price for a detached house. Let's look at freehold townhouses average prices. Same thing pretty much. The peak of the market in terms of prices, it was in January for 1.43, and then it has been coming down ever since. It was hovering right around the 1.2 mark for a while, and now they're selling for 1.16. That's a drop of 18% in terms of average price drop. So whatever was costing you 1.43 on average is going to cost you 1.16 right now if you're looking at a freehold townhouse in Oakville. Now let's look at condos. Condos make up a pretty there's a whole bunch of condos, especially in North Oakville. There's tons and tons of condos coming up. But condos, I will kind of give you a heads up on this because Oakville has a whole bunch of like multi-million-dollar condos. So sometimes what happens is 3-4 of those will sell in 1 month, and it shoots up the average for that month, and then they don't sell the next month. Then it comes crashing down like $300,000 in 1 month. Does not mean the prices drop $300,000 in 1 month. It just means at that point a whole bunch of $1 million condos did not sell. You can see like an example here. Everything was right around like the 850 mark, and then a whole bunch of like expensive condos sold in August. Then it shot up the average like by over $100,000, and then it came crashing down to like 747. So it does not mean that the market dropped like $250,000 in 1 month. It just means when you don't have $1 million condos selling in 1 month, that's what happens. But overall, compared to the peak of the market, which was like January, February, and March, the prices are down 20% if you look at average prices for condos. Now, some people say, you know what, average prices and median prices don't tell me a whole bunch. Tell me how each price category is doing. Like, so break it down by price range. So I was like, sure, if I have the time, I'll do it. And I had the time. So I hope you find it useful. So what I've done is I've broken it down month by month, every single month, which price range has been doing what. So basically, the blue is $500,000 to $1 million. Yellow is 1 million to 1.5, and the higher end stuff is $2 million to 3 million plus. That's in light gray and green. You can see here. Let's do like the high end stuff, 2 million to 3 million plus. There were a whole bunch, like that was like the most popular price range in February. Like a whole bunch of homes were selling for over $2 million, and even above 3 million. Like there was a sizable amount of number of homes selling above $3 million when the market was busy. But look at it now, like 2 million plus in gray is right down here. It's less than 25 per month, and 3 million plus is even lower. I would say it's less than 10 per month. So the luxury market is definitely struggling, but also right now the most popular price range, you can see here in February it was $2 million to $3 million right there, but right now the most popular price range is 1 million to 1.5, which is in yellow, and then follow next to it is 500,000 to $1 million, which is in blue because of the condos, because a lot of condos are under $1 million. Now, as I promised before, I'm going to cover median prices right now. So if you look at median prices, it's pretty much the same story. The busiest time was in January. They were selling for about $2.3 million. That has dropped to 1.6 right now. And that's also almost a drop of $700,000. And that's a drop of 30% in terms of house value if you look at median prices. Freehold townhouses, median prices, they are also down 20%. They are selling for about $1.1 million. And condos, median prices, at the peak, they were selling for about $800,000 in March. But ever since then, they have been hovering right around, like since May, I would say right around the 650 to 675 mark. And in November, they were selling for $637,000, which is also a price drop of 20%. And yeah, I've done market updates for pretty much like all of Halton and Peel, and sometimes I cover Durham as well. So I will be doing like like the year-end review of every single city. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.